Okay, so Dricus Du Plessis has been announced to be firing Robert Whittaker. Now, I know I'm pretty late on this news and late on getting this video up, but I just want to do a quick video and I guess break down that fight because if you listen to my podcast, then you'll know that I mentioned how the middleweight division at the minute with Adesanya as champion is quite an awkward scenario, right? Because Adesanya's not only in a position where he's beat everybody once, he's pretty much beat every top contender twice. So it's kind of finding him new competition, and the only man left in, say the top 7 or 8, I think, or top 6 is Dricus. So on the 5 fight win streak it was kind of only natural that he needs one more big win to cement that title shot. And you have the current back and forth they're having about, Dricus saying he's going to be the true African champion, things like that. It's a whole mess. I'm not going to get into that, but yeah, Dricus versus Whittaker is an interesting one because I still feel that Robert Whittaker is just head and shoulders above the rest of the division. I mean, just look how he fought against Vettori, right? And Vettori just come off an impressive win against one of the up-and-coming contenders in that division. That win essentially set back the middleweight division about 3 years, in my opinion. So, if Dricus can get the nod against Whittaker, I mean, of course he deserves a title shot. I'm not arguing that. I just don't think that there's anybody in that division outside of Adesanya that can beat Whittaker. I feel like if the UFC wanted to give Dricus a title shot, they would have given him an easier opponent inside the top 5, or maybe given him, a Marvin Vettori, or I don't know, maybe Marvin Vettori probably beats Dricus as well. I feel like if they wanted Dricus to legitimately fight for the title, they would have either just pushed the narrative that they've currently got going about the whole African situation, or they would have just gave him an easier opponent. I feel like Whittaker is the hardest man outside of Adesanya to beat. So either they just don't want Dricus to fight for the title and they're giving Whittaker the opportunity to knock him down, or somebody somewhere believes that Dricus is good enough to beat Whittaker. Now, I've personally not seen anything from Dricus where he beats Whittaker. I think Whittaker is better than him in every sense of the game. He's better on the ground, he's got better takedowns, he's got better takedown defense, he's better striking. I think Whittaker wipes the floor with him, and I think he finishes him pretty quickly. But then we're stuck with the situation of does Robert Whittaker get a title shot because he beats Dricus? Because, I mean, the second fight was pretty close. It could have gone either way. But it's a hard sell. I think any fight in the middleweight division now, a title fight outside of maybe a Pereira trilogy, but Pereira's gone up. I think any fight is pretty much a hard sell. Now, I'm not saying that Whittaker's undeserving. I just feel like if you'd have told someone last year that a win against Dricus got you a title fight, I think you would have laughed. So, yeah, Whittaker versus Dricus is definitely a big announcement. It definitely pushes the narrative of Dricus is ready to fight for the title in the UFC's eyes, but I just can't see any way that he gets this done. So, yeah. Let me know what you think. Does Dricus shock the world and beat Whittaker? Or do we see Whittaker Adesanya number 3 later on in the year, or maybe early next year?